Moderator, Your Excellencies, Ministers, Ambassadors, panel members, esteemed delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I want to start this session and answering this question by first thanking the government and people of Indonesia for the excellent arrangement for this conference, and Ms. Patricia Francis and the ITC for inviting me here. I feel very honored to be part of this important forum. In addressing the issue of food security in my country, St. Lucia, I feel compelled to give you a glimpse of the attributes and situation in St. Lucia. And I believe this will allow you to juxtaposition our strategy for food security with those of larger countries, for example, Indonesia. St. Lucia is 238 square miles, a mere dot on the world map with about 170,000 inhabitants. It is mountainous and volcanic. It is one of the world's most beautiful islands. The island has moved from an agri-based economy where sugar, followed by banana, was the mainstay of the economy. And it has moved to a service economy underpinned by tourism. St. Lucia is part of an island chain and is part of two regional trade and economic groupings: the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, using one currency pegged to the US dollar, and it is also part of CARICOM, which is the Caribbean Common Market, which is governed by a secretariat and a treaty. The impact of trade liberalization on St. Lucia and CARICOM. St. Lucia and the other CARICOM countries have experienced serious decline in traditional exports of commodities such as banana, sugar, and rum as a result of loss of preferential access to traditional markets in Canada, European Union, and the USA. For example, during the pre-WTO period, exports of bananas from the CARICOM region, led by countries within the grouping, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent, was between 200,000 to 300,000 metric tons per annum. Post-VAT and at present, these exports have dwindled to about 50,000 to 100 metric tons per annum. The same can be said about the sugar industry in the region, which, like banana, faced serious legal challenges at the multilateral level on the grounds that the trading arrangements were not WTO compatible. It has resulted in countries like St. Kitts and Nevis completely out of the sugar production and Barbados scaling down production. The challenges this has faced. The impact of these multilateral trading systems on our countries signals a need for longer periods of adjustment and better understanding of the impact of these systems on our small island states. The loss of preferential treatments which we enjoyed under the Lomé Convention, the Caribbean Trade Agreement, and the Caribbean Basin Initiative has led to diminishing returns to our economies. This is reflected in job losses, the exodus of farmers from key agricultural industries, a significant drop in the contribution of these industries to the GDP, significant fall in foreign exchange earnings, and a grave negative impact on the social revolution which the banana industry in particular had created in our communities. More specifically, from 1980, St. Lucia's agricultural exports have experienced major restructuring due to such shocks. This has resulted in agriculture's contribution to St. Lucia's GDP declining from 5.6% in the year 2000 to a mere 1.4% in 2011. Economic growth, too, has steadily declined from the early 1990s. This has been accompanied by increase in unemployment rather, from 13.5% in 2001 to 16.8%, with youth unemployment as high as 24%, an associated rise in poverty, and the worsening of socio-economic conditions of many citizens, especially in the rural communities. Within such a context, the government of St. Lucia believes the development of a transformed, commercially and environmentally sustainable agricultural sector capable of making a significant contribution to employment and GDP is still a viable option. So for St. Lucia, food security in the main remains access to proper nutrition for our people, and also because of the continuous high prices of food, this has posed a challenge to our tourism industry. St. Lucia is therefore implementing the following broad strategies which are critical for food security and for reducing our high food import bill. One, modernizing agriculture and making it more efficient and sustainable. Attracting youth back to agriculture. Linking our national efforts to the regional efforts. And strengthening the supply chain from producer to market. More specifically, the Ministry of Agriculture, in strengthening the links between producers and markets, has established an agri-enterprise unit. And the Ministry of Commerce, my ministry, has established a National Trade Export Agency. Both ministries have also endorsed a regional project, namely improving the agribusiness competitiveness and market transparency in the CARICOM region. This project aims at improving the competitiveness of the agricultural sector in the region by improving the performance of the agri-food chain and the transparency of national and regional agricultural markets. The expected outcomes of these projects: one, improvement in the services of agricultural market systems in the CARICOM region, and better facilitation of intra-regional trade. Two, strengthening the institutional and policy framework conducive to promoting the competitiveness of selected agri-food value chains. The government is also undertaking an agri-enterprise for youth program geared at training and establishing youth entrepreneurs in agriculture. It is also facilitating agri-enterprise targeted at market development and agro-processing in order to leverage an expansion of the value chain from production enhancement, production development, and market development. In addition, it is undertaking a disaster risk reduction program in the agricultural sector through an improved disaster risk reduction framework and system for pest and disease management. This year, particular attention is paid to the following: food security, effective resource use, restoring production, strategic marketing, capacity building, and applied research and development. We are doing this through the following programs: disease management and control, in particular addressing the disease, the black sigatoka, that has affected our bananas, building productive and managerial capacity in agriculture, identifying strategic market channels, expanding linkages with the tourism and health sectors, reformulating the agricultural insurance scheme, and restructuring the Ministry of Agriculture to better serve those sectors. Other strategies planned but not yet implemented: the identification and zoning of land best suited for agriculture, and to use legislation and incentives to ensure that they are kept in food production, creation of a land bank so that young people can obtain suitable lands to engage in modern, efficient crop and livestock production, and to mandate the Research and Development Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture to test the nutrient profile of soils in our prime land areas, and to work with landowners to bring these soils to a level of optimum fertility. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention.